The Department of Development impacts the lives of our citizens and prepares the city for our future. We take pride in our work encouraging citizens, community partners, and businesses to invest in the future of our people, neighborhoods, and economy.
Although administration consists of fiscal, human resources, legislation and contracts, human service agency support, and public relations, we are also focused on quality of work life and diversity and inclusion through our efforts to create a diverse and inclusive workforce and to increase supplier diversity. As a department, we have increased the total racial diversity of our department by nearly 4%, increased the percentage of female workforce by 6.6%, and increased female workforce in field-based classifications in code enforcement by 8.8%. And our department received the 2018 Frank W. Watson Advocacy Award from Ohio MBE for our procurement outreach to minority and women-owned businesses.
Close to 5 years ago, our director Steve Shoney put a pilot program in place commonly known as the PACE team. PACE stands for Proactive Code Enforcement. This particular team consists of 7 experienced code officers and a supervisor. In general, code enforcement responds to citizens-generated complaints through our 311 system. Instead of responding to 311 complaints, we take a proactive approach. The team has 2 primary responsibilities. First, our strategic team will go out in a predefined geographic area to canvass the area. Second, we have the problematic landlord team. These 3 code officers will inspect all properties owned or managed by a landlord or company that has been identified as having numerous code complaints. Sometimes certain landlords or companies need a little more encouragement to come into compliance. Some examples include a particular landlord receiving actual jail time being served for several consecutive months. Another example would be a company receiving daily fines that resulted in the largest lawsuit ever filed by the City of Columbus that produced $50,000 in actual fines being paid. Through the combined efforts of PACE and code enforcement, we hope to establish safe and healthy neighborhoods for all citizens of Columbus.
Our mission is to improve how we achieve inclusive growth by increasing opportunities for all. In 2018, the division followed up the incentive study by embarking on continuous improvement using the Kaizen model to improve project processing, deal flow, and outcomes. Also in 2018, we began the process of reimagining small business initiatives by evaluating our role in the small business ecosystem. As part of an overall neighborhood and urban corridor revitalization strategy, we are currently conducting a comprehensive assessment to identify gaps and opportunities for more robust, entrepreneurship-based economic development. These combined activities are expected to impact policies and programs starting fiscal year 2020 and beyond.
The Housing Division is responsible for a variety of programs that help ensure that residents have decent, safe, and sanitary housing. We're also responsible for ensuring that there are affordable housing options in our neighborhoods. Early in his administration, Mayor Ginther charged the Department of Development to complete a review of both our economic development and housing incentives. Last year, the city revised our residential tax abatement policy.
The new residential incentive policy makes significant changes to support affordable, mixed-income neighborhoods in the city's existing post-1994 community reinvestment areas. Neighborhoods are placed into one of 3 categories based on the following criteria: population growth, median household income growth, poverty rate, growth in median rent, housing vacancy rate, and mortgage foreclosure rate. The city hired a consultant who did an in-depth study of 4 areas: the Short North, Linden, Hilltop, and Near East, and the impact and value of the abatements in the various communities. Using this data, 3 categories emerged: market ready, ready for revitalization, and ready for opportunity. As you can imagine, translating all of this legislation into new applications, guidelines, and checklists was a huge task.
We acquire vacant and abandoned properties that cannot be resolved by other means, with the goal of returning them to productive use. Most of our properties are acquired through foreclosures initiated by the county prosecutor and the Central Ohio Community Improvement Corporation. By the end of 2018, we had acquired more than 2,400 parcels within the last 6 years and facilitated the reuse of approximately 1,450 parcels. More than 1,000 of them were sold for residential uses. One of our current initiatives is the Community Land Trust, which will be a nonprofit subsidiary of the Central Ohio Community Improvement Corporation with financial support from the City of Columbus and Franklin County. Its mission is to provide homes to affordable and to moderate income households by placing the land underlying the homes into a permanent trust. This ensures the house will always be affordable. Anyone who qualifies based on income and ability to get a mortgage can purchase a land trust home through an application process. In exchange for the opportunity to own a home on land the trust owns, the buyer agrees to share part of the profits with the trust when the home is resold.
The Planning Division works on a wide variety of things that are affecting the future of our city. Matter of fact, it is the focus of our work every day. Here are some of the highlights of our work. If someone wants to annex their property into Columbus to access city services, we get the call. New apartments and businesses in downtown and East Franklinton are reviewed by us too. If someone wants to build a new skyscraper in downtown, our staff manages the review and approval process. Our historic preservation work helps make our historic districts the most desirable places to live in Central Ohio. We are helping to develop best practices in prenatal trip assistance programs to provide better services to mothers that need a ride to their doctor's appointment. We plan capital improvements such as sidewalks, park improvements, and public art all over the city. In the last year, we had a big success in the adoption of Columbus citywide planning policies known as C2P2. C2P2 will help guide the next generation of development in the city of Columbus. As Central Ohio is projected to grow by up to 1 million people by 2050, Columbus citywide planning policies are designed to guide and focus our share of this growth in a manner that supports the city's economic competitiveness, benefits the environment, and improves residents' quality of life.
We see great neighborhoods that provide a range of housing opportunities, social service support, local businesses, parks, and cultural assets that ensure an outstanding quality of life for Columbus residents.